Blamed for a terrorist attack on the Kremlin, Ethan Hunt and the entire IMF agency are disavowed by the US government.
The president has initiated Ghost Protocol. The entire IMF has been disavowed.
Left without resources, Ethan must somehow clear the agency's name.
We come back with our target, or we don't come back.
To prove their innocence, the team must intercept stolen nuclear launch codes before a terrorist can start a global nuclear war in Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Sean, you've just seen it. Why don't you tell us about it?
So we have actually had 4 Mission Impossible movies in the last 15 years.
Has it been that many?
It's been that many. Years and movies. So I went into Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol thinking, do we really need another Mission Impossible film? And what I came out saying was, in fact, yes we do if we get Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Why?
Because this movie is an awful lot of fun. It really injects a lot of energy into the franchise that I think has been lacking a little bit. And I must give most of the credit, if not all the credit, to the director, who in this case is actually Brad Bird. Brad Bird, who made only animated films up until this point.
Right, the Iron Giant.
On The Simpsons, right?
He started on The Simpsons, he made the Iron Giant, Ratatouille, and The Incredibles, and here he is with a live-action picture, the 4th in this franchise. And he just adds a lot of energy to the action sequences. It makes them unique, it makes them feel fresh. This is a very good vehicle for Tom Cruise, who hasn't really had a blockbuster hit in a while. I think he's got one with this movie because it's a heck of a lot of fun. It's 133 minutes, and I think it's long-winded, mostly because it gets rid of its best sequence in the middle.
Wow.
There's a sequence where the IMF team, led by Tom Cruise, goes to Dubai, and they have to infiltrate the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Okay. And it involves Tom Cruise having to go on the outside of the building and scale several stories using these gloves that can actually stick to the window. It climaxes with Tom Cruise having to go chase after the villain through a giant sandstorm. Then comes the last 35, 40 minutes, which isn't bad, but it just doesn't live up to what the Dubai sequence gives you. And it seems like maybe they should have found a way to put the Dubai sequence at the end and have everything else lead up to it. And I didn't really like the second one, and I thought the third one was okay. This really gets Mission Impossible back on track.
Funny that you should mention that. You guys know how I feel about sequels. And I've seen all 3 Mission Impossibles, and really by the last Mission Impossible, I felt like it had run out of steam. There was nothing fresh, nothing interesting in it. What about this movie? Is it going to appeal to me?
I think it will appeal to you. I mean, I felt like the Mission Impossible series had gone into a malaise, and I just think that they find these unique and fresh takes on action sequences that are totally absurd. You can't believe them.
Yeah. But that's Mission Impossible.
But that's Mission Impossible. It's supposed to be impossible.
Well, it's all good, Sean. Take your ticket. Let's hear your verdict.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is a fun time at the movies, and it's the best of the Mission Impossible franchise since Brian De Palma's first film back in 1996. So, see it.
Cheers.
Dun, 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 dun.